Evening all. I nearly thought I nearly thought it wasn't going to happen then for a minute. Was it as glitchy for you as it was for me? The trailer was very jumpy and whoa, horrible. Let's just turn that down a bit. How are we all doing? I should have a few in tonight. I think well, it's already some that have been knocked off the top by the looks of it, because every time I seem to go live, it chops a big chunk of chat off the top for some reason. I don't know why. So we got Chris in, we got Colin. Phone orderly queue and stand 2 meters apart. Evening Aston, Theo, Daniel, Dave Roberts. Michael Hyde. Evening, Michael. Bring out your dead. Dear, oh dear. Evening, Paul. How are you? Just about finished all the packing for your house. Move on Monday. Oh, it is surprising, Paul, isn't it? It is surprising. I mean, my garage in the last place was so jam-packed full. I actually paid the removal guys to pack it for me because I just couldn't face it. And they didn't want a lot for it, so I thought, cool, if you can do it for that, you crack on and get it done. No problem. Oh dear, it literally was a hell of a mess in there. Floor to ceiling, really. They packed the lot. Amazing. Evening, Phil Taylor, how are you? Dennis. Evening, Dennis, how are you? Bargetzi, I think that is. Evening, Barry. Christmas now cancelled in the southeast. Tier 4? I didn't know there was a tier 4. What on earth is tier 4, Barry? Roberts does exist still, Dennis, but Hacker unfortunately don't. Evening, Rob Titheridge. Pat Jones, hi Pat. Evening, Nick. Petronics. Error 52. Hi, Error 52. Man Cave. Sean, how you doing? Andy Beck. Hi, Andy. Just catching up with everybody. Rob Hall. Hi, Rob. Newly formed Christmas destroying tier 4. I've not heard of this tier 4. This is news to me. I've been sort of out and about today, so I've missed the TV. I haven't watched the telly all day actually. Sean's got a new video out. Evening, Harvey. Rob Cross. Hi, Rob. No, nothing wrong. Rob, nothing wrong. Still going down through. Johnny Comic, how you doing? Mick McGinn. Evening again, Mick. Patrick, evening. Patrick Remlap, Doug. Hi, Doug. Busy baking again. Benji, you're always baking. Your electric bill must be massive, or gas. Do you cook on gas, Benji, or are you an electric man? Evening, Gary. Yo ho ho. Tier 4. I didn't know there was a tier 4. I thought sort of London area was in tier 2, going up to tier 3. Cheers, everybody. I've got my glass because I literally have just come up from having my tea. As you can guess from the later stream, Mrs. Cruncher's working this evening. She won't be home till probably just before 9. So I'm looking to sort of fold up around the 9 o'clock mark. Evening, Linton. How are you? Yeah, I'm doing all right, Sean. I'm coping, mate. Oh dear. How many live streams? This is the 19th live stream I've done on the trot. Mental. It's like a marathon, isn't it? Harvey's totally off subject already. Unreal. Good luck with your singing, Harvey. You see something in there, you do. It's been baking in the kitchen by the boiler for a couple of days, Patrick, to get the Danish oil a bit harder to handle, because I can't send it with the Danish oil still soft, because you'll end up with all the wrapping paper stuck to it. So all electric, Benji. Yeah, I'm electric oven gas top here, mate. You've been drinking Smirnoff Ices, Harvey, have you? That's not man's drink, is it? That's a lady's dancer in a handbag drink, isn't it, Harvey? You want to hug that RP75? You haven't seen it yet, sure? You can sort of see it, can't you? It's coming up. In fact, I've left the case of the R707 downstairs, but we'll sort the RP75MB out first. Evening, Michael. Michael Stevens is saying it seems a new COVID strain and Boris and boys concerned. Oh yes, I heard about that. I did hear about that on the news on the radio actually when I was driving at home this afternoon. That's behind me. So yeah, I'm just finishing off my glass of wine. And then we'll switch over to Mr. Penguin. So yeah, Mrs. Cruncher's working. She actually finishes at 8, so takes her. She got to do a little bit of shopping on the way, so she should be home somewhere around about 9. So we'll look at folding up about then. Evening, Victor. Antebella, how are you? Good to have you in, mate. I must buy myself a radio. I keep buying them, Harvey, but the trouble is I buy crap ones that are knackered. Well, you saw my Sony SW1 that I bought myself. Absolutely knacked. 575 cases in Ireland. What, of the new strain? You get on with the radio so you can continue to gossip between each other, please. No, I've got my eye on you lot, Theo. I got me finger hovering over the remove button. I've got so many options for you, Theo. Oh dear. So yeah, the coronavirus situation is going to get a lot worse before it gets better, isn't it? Really. Let's hope this this vaccination is a cure-all. I was going to put that away then, but pardon me, need that in a minute. You bought a knackered Hunter recently, still knackered. I've got this one in for repair that's proven to be a little bit troublesome. Well, it's proven to be a lot troublesome, to be fair. Let's move that out of the way. I did have a sneak peek at the Fidelity Rad 18. I temporarily hooked that up the other day, and it's sounding magic. The only problem is the dial alignment's wrong on FM. And those of you in the know, basically the dial alignment you do with the little oscillator in the Polyvaricon, and it's got these blimmin' coils that look like little springs, and you've basically got to stretch or squeeze them together to try and get the station in. The problem is you squeeze that one together, the station comes in fine. You go to the other end of the scale to do the one on the Polyvaricon, and that's miles out. So you trim that in, go back to the other end, and that's miles out. It's a pain in the neck, a real pain in the neck. They are. I hate those coils. Why can't they just put a normal transformer in there? You didn't miss nothing, Benji. I've not got the beer open. I'm still drinking my wine. I'm gonna finish my wine first. So let's get the Super Sovereign roughly in shot. There he is in all his glory. I've finished the Danish oil. Now it's all done. I've cleaned all those marks off the front, so that's spotless now. I've changed 2 of the knobs because they were pretty shocking. One had totally worn off. If you can see that, one had totally worn off and the other one was quite badly worn. So I put 2 new knobs on there, so they've got their pointers. I touched up that one a fraction with a cocktail stick, but I had to I had to change it to a grey paint because the white one was like stuck out like a sore thumb. What else have I done to it? So since the last time you guys saw it, we now have the rear grille all fixed on. Absolutely brilliant. That's come up lovely. If you remember before, it was all hanging off and we had this crappy sun-dyed bit of speaker fabric in there, or whatever you call it. It's like a netting material, isn't it? So we had that in there. So you've got 2 choices with that. You can either try and dye it with a bit of that shoe scuff coat. So you can stick a bit of scuff coat on it and try and dye it back black. Or you can throw it away and put some speaker cloth in there, which is what I've done. So now it's perfect, absolutely perfect. So let me quickly see if I can get you on, show you what I did to that. Let me get to me Google Images. Just pause that because that takes that bandwidth. I think we've got a few new joiners, so bear with me. I'll be with you shortly. Just going to stick these in the album. I think I've got an album for this radio, haven't I? I can't remember now. Have I got a Patrick? Yes, I have. There we go. Patrick's got his very own album on my Google Photos. So let's go to my screen capture and keep in on that. Say, bear with me, new joiners. I can't see the chat at the moment. One of the joys of this software. You are on my screen, aren't you? Okay, so just quickly go through the photos. It looks like this is after I've recapped it by the looks of it, because I've got all the new caps in there. Yeah, that was after I've recapped it. I don't think you saw that. That was me setting up the amplifier. That was my quiescent current, should be 3.8, 3.80. And the midpoint voltage, no, that was the start, actually. No, sorry. That was how it was to start with. And that was how it should have been. So it should have been 3 and 5.85. It's 5.54 and 3.8. So it wasn't far out, to be honest. That would have probably been fine to just leave that. But, you know, we got to get it spot on me. So it should be 3 and 5.85. So it's absolutely bang on. Don't know why I took a picture of that. Oh, right, yeah, because I think I told you that this wire had pulled out of here, so I was getting no FM on it. So, yeah, in the circuit diagram it says it should go in that hole, but in practice it goes in that one because they've taken C25 out on this particular version. So yeah, that took me a little while to sort out, because that's never been soldered. And that was the giveaway sign here. On 509A and 509B versions, the audio output is taken from the point coded C25 plus instead of point H. Well, I didn't see that until I'd spent about an hour fault finding something that wasn't a fault. So there you are. That was it working. Now this is the back grille that I've done. Wine's gone, so it'll soon be time for Mr. Penguin. So basically all I've done on this is I've soaked this in IPA, isopropyl alcohol, and peeled it back. It's pretty scary peeling these back. This one was stuck pretty well actually. But I eventually did get it back. And I've popped out all the broken off pegs from the back panel. That's the outer edge. So this is my old piece of speaker cloth that came out, as you saw just now. This is my nice new shiny piece. So you can see from this last picture that the only peg remaining is the center one. All the others have broken off. So it was actually spinning on just the center peg. So I've used some capacitor legs. I've got those little jeweler pliers and I've made a loop in the end. And I've melted the loop into the plastic. So there's all four done. And you can see the center peg I've left. And I've now cut this speaker cloth. You've got to cut the corners off to miss the pegs. So I've poked them through. You can see that the center one just sits slightly proud. And these I've just bent the legs over and cut them off flush. Then in with the glue, I put some gel super glue on the center one. And these four outer ones have got just clear, sort of Bostik clear glue, really, all-purpose glue. And once that sets, it sets like a hard, clear. It sets clear and not totally hard. So if you ever needed to pick it out again in the future, you could do. There it is, all fitted. So next up was to glue the back on. So that's PVA. Just leave the PVA till it goes, nearly goes off, like tacky. And then fold it back down. You see it's a bit wet on here because I've just wiped the excess glue off the edges. You can see a little white line there where the glue's just starting to seep through. But once it's dry, that's totally disappeared. It's clear. Sets clear PVA. So there you are. That was the story so far. So here we've got a few now, John. We've got Paddy. Evening, Paddy. How you doing? Has that radio arrived yet, Paddy? Mr. E, 371 days to Christmas. Yeah, soon be Christmas again, won't it? Thanks, Dennis. Clive, how you doing? Mr. Superbike Rider. Evening, Jess. Let us wind up up. Same thing, Sean, 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 just spelled different, isn't it? There's other spellings for it, but we can't mention those. Oh dear. Is that a meaning of life reference? You'd sell a kidney. What? Check out United AM Holland on 10,008 kilohertz medium wave. Okay, I'll have to have a look for that then. No, I heard that one, Jess. Doug, that black cloth is called cambric fabric. Oh, right, okay. Cambric. Actually, I think I did see an email from you actually, Doug. So apologies for not replying. It's been a bit manic at the moment, trying to catch up with everything that's going on. Can you get a refund on your turkey? Thanks, Clive. So yeah, that's the how you do the back grill on those. I would have done it on camera, but it's just a time factor thing, really. So the radio itself, you can see the ends are done. I'll say the front, that's all been cleaned. We've got the refurbished badge on there. It's the other side. And it is looking rather special at the moment. There is still this little nick on the front that you can see, but the problem with that is it's very difficult to touch those up without making it look rubbish. Let's see if I can get this overhead cam. It's a little bit close. And Patrick did send me a message on this earlier, but I have touched them up before, and it's not as good as the original, put it that way. See if I can get that in the camera. No, it's not focusing on that. Why aren't you focusing on that? Try that again. Is it too close? Ah, there we go. So you can see under shortwave 2 there's a little nick in the stripe. And it's where something's obviously hit it, because it's got a very slight scrape in it, but it is really, really fine. If I put a scalpel blade up to it, you can see it's very, very small. So I could sort of put a bit of masking tape, but it's right on the edge. It's right on the edge of the aluminium, and try and touch it in. The problem is the colour won't match then. So if the colour doesn't match, it means you've got to paint the whole stripe back in, which means masking it each side. And you can see that there's a little ridge there. So you can't mask into the ridge because the tape lifts. So you've got to mask right over the top of this lettering. You've got to actually mask over the top of the lettering, and you know that is a disaster waiting to happen, because if you peel the masking tape off, you could peel some of your lettering off. So that's another reason not to do it. And the other reason not to do it is because that stripe then won't match this one. So it then means painting this one back in as well. So I'd end up having to potentially ruin the print on this. The other issue is it's very difficult to get a masking tape that will not bleed, if you know what I mean. So when you mask it up and paint it, you can get a little bit of bleed through. So when you look at it closely, you can see a little bit of crazing on the outside of the stripe. So for that minuscule little nick, I'm not going to touch it. I mean, if Patrick fancies giving it to someone who's a bit artistic and seeing if they can touch it in or match the colour, then fair play. But potentially I would ruin the radio by doing that. So no, 1mm tip would be too big. Chrome? What are you on about, Sean? It's not chrome, it's white. It's white, Sean, not chrome. Yeah, the problem is, Linton, is it's on a curve, and I've got the green tape and it won't sit properly on the curve. I've done one before and I actually took the whole stripe off with some thinners, but the writing wasn't that great on that one, and it was worth the risk. But it didn't look brilliant, to be fair, so it's not worth it. It's not worth the risk. So that's where I am with it. Now there's one job left to do. Let me just put this one safely out of the way. I'm sure you all want to see it in the background, but I'm just going to show you the final job that I've got left to do on it. Oh, let's put this very carefully out of the way. Out of Mrs. Cruncher's way as well, so she doesn't hoover into it. She loves bashing my radios with the hoover. It's her favourite sport. I've got the let's just get this one on a second. There we go. I've got the battery, let's just turn that off down for a second. I've got the battery tray, and if you remember, I don't think you'll be able to see it, but there's a very fine crack just in here. don't know whether the overhead camera will show us or not. No, you can't see it. So what I've done on the inside, should be able to get you in on that. Oops. So what I've done is I've used a soldering iron to melt the plastic back together on the crack here. It's cracked here and just past here. So what I don't want it to do is obviously spread up to the top here and open up. So what I've done is I've heat welded it with a soldering iron, and I've melted like a little track in it. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get a bit of epoxy. I'm going to do that now because this needs to be done. It doesn't take long to set this. It's only 5-minute epoxy, I think, but it'll need to set overnight. I think 24 hours for full strength. So this is just 2-pack epoxy and hardener. Nothing fancy. You can't. This is like a polythene material. It's like a hard polythene. It's not like your normal plastic. And there's not many glues that will actually glue that. Epoxy will do. If you bash it, you're going to crack the epoxy, I suspect. But I've done it with this stuff before and it works well. And the only other glue that I found that will decently glue polythene type material back is super glue. Do a special. Is it super glue? I think it is. It's Bostik, I think it is. They do a special like plastic super glue that will glue polythene, and I glued one of the birds, one of the chickens' feeders back together with that. So all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to feed this in, and this dries dead clear, and as long as I don't put too much on, it should dry actually dead flush. So I'm just putting it on with a little cocktail stick. As I say, I've got a little tiny sort of groove that I've melted in there. So this glue will bridge the little melt that I put in there. A little bit down the bottom there. Yeah, so I shall just leave that now upright. You can just sort of see the glue glistening on there. I'll leave that upright overnight, and that'll glue back perfect. Because the battery tray is actually really, really good. It's one of the best RP75 battery trays I've ever seen. Someone has made a repair to this in the past. So they've actually soldered the little rivet in the center. So it might have been the soldering process that cracked the plastic. But that should certainly hold it anyway. I was tempted to do the outside as well, but I don't think I'll bother with that because the inside should hold it. And if I melt this as well, I risk burning through to the other side, which will look pretty horrible. So yeah, there we are. We'll leave that to set overnight. I'll put that up against my little drawers and jam it in with a soldering solder. I want it to stay as upright as possible so as it's even. There we are. Done. Right. It's time for Mr. Penguin. We need Mr. Penguin in the house. Because he's got another beer for me, hopefully. That's what I'm hoping. You know, I've been good. He's not actually. In fact, my Christmas lights are on. Mrs. Cruncher won't be happy. Where's number 19 then? No, 19. That's over there. Okay. Just move the Fidelity case out of the way. Right, okay, let's go and get Mr. Penguin. Let's try and find the 90. It's weird, isn't it? You can look at these numbers and it all blends into one. I've totally lost. I see it now. Okay, I can see number 19 now. There he is. Hello, Mr. Penguin. So let's have a look, see what's in store today. Oh, we've got something from Bath. Wild. It's wild, this. Wild hair. What do you think of that, Mr. Penguin? Oh, he likes that. He likes it. He likes that. Whew. I'll tell you what, it was absolutely freezing when I got back after lunch. And I stuck the heating on, advanced the heating, which was nice. But I'm coming upstairs now, it's absolutely sweltering up here. Absolutely sweltering. So I'm melting. I am melting. Pardon me, right. Let's get rid of our bit of glue. And that's going off already, look. So it's pretty quick, that. That's where you save all your old cornflake boxes. I'll tell you another thing, these knobs were a pain in the neck to get off this time. I actually had to use the hot air station to heat the metal up to soften the glue, and then I put isopropyl around the edge and I was able to pop it out. The reason I wanted to pop it out was because the new knob that I found had a good inner but a scraped outer. It wasn't much, but I'm just fussy, you know. Yeah, that one there. I'll show you in a minute. Let's get the beer open. Let's get rid of the wine glass. Let's put that in just to support the battery tray. So this is gluten-free, apparently. I don't know. Is there gluten in beer? I suppose it's wheat, is it? Gluten? So this is wild hair from Bath Ales, which I believe is something to do with St Austell's Ales. It's one of those things, Doug. So, I mean, originally that was screen printed on, so it was never ever painted on. It was screen printed. Well, it was painted, but through a screen. So you wouldn't really be able to replicate it properly. I did speak to a printer about, well, screen printer about reproducing them, and apparently some printers can now print directly from like a normal, not inkjet printer, but sort of a thermal printer directly onto metal. And they can do white, but apparently it's a very thin layer. And they didn't think it would be very robust. You know, it wouldn't stand up to any knocks at all. It would just totally knacker it up. So that was out of the question, really. The only way to do it is to get it screen printed. Cheers, everybody. Wild hair. So really, Patrick, your radio is finished, mate. Just wait for that glue to set, and then all I've got to do is give it a bit of a sheen on the Rexine. Job done. So that will be going off to you on Monday, Patrick. That will be posted on Monday via UPS. So we just need to sort out the bill, and it's on its way. Don't like talking the money side, but it's, you know, it's got to be done. Then I'm sure, well, you should get that then before Christmas, hopefully, Patrick. I did say I'd get it done before Christmas, which I have done. So hopefully the postal services will sort it. Even if Dave Rhodes, are you? You have to give the beer box to Mrs. Cruncher so she can restock it throughout the year. Yeah, good idea, Doug, actually. I haven't ripped off the things. It could be a permanent fixture, couldn't it, in the room? I could have an advent calendar every week, really. I quite like the idea of that, Doug. What are you saying, Theo? I suppose you could have cut a round disc with a hole in the middle, the same diameter as the terminal, then pass it over the terminal, then stick it down. Oh, I see what you're on about the battery, Theo. Sorry, I'm not really with you there. I wasn't with you. Any marks on the bottom of the tankard? Yeah, don't get me to pour the beer over the top of my head again, Paddy. Made in China? No, I don't know. It does say something. Made in England. English Pewter Co. The English Pewter Co. Made in England, Paddy. So, cheers all. It says a full-flavoured, crisp and fresh ale with a subtle hint of citrus bitterness. Gluten is removed post-fermentation. So after fermentation. Difficult to get that out totally, I'd have thought, but obviously they have. They won't be able to call it gluten-free else. It does taste a bit... It does taste a bit... What's the word? It tastes weak. If you know what I mean. It's 5%, so I'm not on about alcohol. It's just not got a lot of body to it. It's very thin, unlike myself. Evening, Cyberflyer. How are you? It's 5%, Dave. It's from Bath Ales. It's all right. It's just... Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I prefer the darker, heavier beers, really. That's very drinkable though. That's a good. I mean, 5%. They don't class 5% as a session beer, do they? You know, they're looking around the 3-4% for a session beer. So it's a bit stronger than that. But it's a sort of beer you could probably drink with a meal, and you could probably drink quite a few of that and not know you've had it really. Probably creep up and bite you in the backside. But there you go, Spanky. How you doing, mate? Chill time after being out at a GP's today. You've been out sorting them out, Simon, have you? McEwen's champion. Oh, that is the business, Dave. Oh, there's going to be no McEwen's champion in this box, unfortunately. But I've got some nice ones from our friend Fat Tony still to go. I did snaffle another one the other day, didn't I? I might have another one this evening, you never know. Another one, Simon. Did you catch up with my brand new Amiga 500 Plus board, Spanky? Did you catch up with the video and play back to the Amiga 500 Plus board? Right, where are we now? We need to go to the Roberts R707 that I've refurbished because it still needs some work. Is this the one or is this the other one? I've got two of these up. No, this is the one I've done. I had to think then because I've got loads of bits of these everywhere. All over the bench here, I've got some R707 bits just out of shot. So we've got a few jobs to do. I need to take this dial plate back off and I need to polish it. So that's something we're going to do today. But just bear with me, and I'm going to go down and get the case and show you how that's looking now. It was pretty poorly looking before. I've also got the handle in the bathroom at the moment because I forgot I hadn't cleaned it. And it was pretty grubby, so it's had the... what am I trying to say? It's had the foam cleaner on it.
Hi, I'm Patricia.
What are you two doing here? So these two are sat by the back door waiting for their mummy, aren't you? You're just waiting for mummy to come home, aren't you? Yeah. They don't like it in the lounge because I've turned the radio up so they can't hear anything. So they don't start barking at the slightest noise. Okay, here's the case. I'll leave you looking at that while I just go and quickly scrub off this handle because I want to put that back on. I can't reassemble it without the handle on, so just going to give it a quick squirt of foam cleaner. Foam cleaner works well on these. The Rexines. Excuse me, I breathed a load of that in then. The Rexine's very robust on these R707s, so you won't remove it by scrubbing. So I've just said it's third coat of foam cleaner. I'm just going over the stitches because the stitches were brown. Hopefully they'll be coming back half decent colour after this. And the end caps were, I thought they were actually tarnished, but they're not, they're just dirty. Let's do that one as well. So this radio has taken a lot of cleaning. I think this was in a smoker's house. The grill took me an absolute age to clean that. I think I showed you the grill the other day. Just rinsing off the foam. There we are. That's looking very nice. That's Mrs. Cruncher's toothbrush. I'm only kidding. I wouldn't do that to our Mrs. Cruncher. Right. Just cleaning that back up. Yeah, that's taken 3 days to do that, really. Same with Patrick's. You can see the colour and grain on this one is absolutely amazing. It's quite dark. It's a dark one, this. Some of them are quite light teak. You notice it's a lot darker than the Hacker. But look at the grain on that. That Danish order's brought that up amazingly. And the front was pretty bad as well. Still got some scuffs to do on it by the looks of it. And a bit of cleaning. But the badge is off. Oh, that's come up a hell of a lot better. There's still a couple of little paint. Bits of paint on it. So yeah, that's fine now. Happy with that. So So that's a handle, fresh out of the bathroom. That's looking good. As I say, there was nothing really wrong cosmetically with this radio. It was just well used, and I think, as I say, it had been in a smoker's house and had got a lot of nicotine on it. Ooh. And the grill, that's all nice and clean now. So that's got to go back on. And also the strips. Now these have gone like a goldy colour. It's not gold. I don't know where Mr. Cody's is. I haven't seen Mr. Cody's or Mr. Christophe on the last couple streams. I don't know where they are. So yeah, you can see if I get in with the overhead camera. There's a big debate as to whether these trims are supposed to be gold. So if I hold them under the overhead camera, so you see that they look gold colour, don't they? This is the outer edge that sits on the front. But if I turn them on the inner edge, they're silver. Gold, silver. So the silver bit is what's in the groove, and that obviously hasn't been stained with the nicotine and the sunshine. So all these are. I mean, I've actually peeled these back. You know, I've got some scrap ones that I've taken apart in the what's his name of science. Hi Bob, how are you? And all it is an aluminium strip that's laminated with plastic. So they must have some sort of a laminator, just like a paper laminator, that heats up. They must put this in some sort of shrink wrap and then just feed it into the machine, and it shrinks the clear material onto the aluminium. Because, you know, you can bend these and they keep their shape. They're not plastic, they're metal inside. That's why if you stick these under the tap and do a nice cleaning job on them, what happens is you start getting water seeping in between the laminate, and you get a horrible, messy, sort of corrosion looking bit on the end. I don't know if I've got one here with that on it. No, I've taken all the R707s out, which is a bit of a pain because I need to get another one in a minute because I need a battery tray. The battery tray on this one was corroded. So yes, that's the story on those. They should be silver, but they've tarnished and gone like a goldy colour. So what I'll do with those, and I won't be doing that today, well I might do if it depends on the time, is go over it with some, I can try it with the plastic cleaner, really, because it is plastic, don't forget, it's not metal, so there's no point. We could use Brasso or something like that on it, because that is slightly abrasive, so that will get it off. Hi Dave Roberts, you've been to a Mould Ale House and got a couple of takeaway cartons of Overtone. Very nice, Dave. You saw those on Retro Man Cave. Yeah, that's where I got the idea from, Simon. Hi Daniel. Happy Saturday to you as well, mate. Oh, don't keep going on, Rob. You haven't done anything wrong to anybody. Get out of your head. Dear, oh dear. Evening, Bob. How are you? There's a head on that beer. Stop moaning about it. Hey, Boxing Day. How you doing? You've been lurking again, have you, Bob? Yeah, it is, and I have tried to get it off before, Doug, and it's pretty much all the way through it. I mean, it's sort of started yellowing on the inside, but that'll come off, but the outside probably won't. So it might have to stay a shade of gold. Valdir, afternoon, how are you? Or evening, or morning, I'm not sure where it is. T-Cut, IZX, how are you? Yeah, we got plastic polish here, which is the same sort of thing, really. It's just a bit fancier. Chris, all the gear, no idea. Our new record player man is in the house, lurking. No Simon tonight either. Where's Mr. Spires tonight? Evening, Georgie. You're in tier 4. Tier 4 is new to me. Mrs. Cruncher's the news person. She's up with the news, definitely. You've used brass on them before, but gently. You put a peak ESR 70, so I can now play solitary capacitor bingo in tier 4. Oh, Rob, I'll have to send you a Christmas packet of knackered capacitors just to test on it. You're definitely not a record player, man. You're going to chop it up for firewood. No, you come out of the closet, Chris. It's good to see. It's good to see you finally out of the closet, mate. I knew you were in there somewhere. But if you haven't seen Chris's latest video on the, I can't remember. Is it PE Teenager? Then it's well worth a watch. Well worth a watch. So yes, I can have a go at those. I've got probably the best stuff on them to start with is the coarse scratch remover. Just go at one of them with that and see how I get on. The other thing I've got to do is stick the logo back on. And this and I keep promising Sean that I'm going to show him my ultrasonic cleaner, and I never do. Now, what has happened to my Roberts badge? It was here a second ago. Literally a minute. There it is. So there's my Roberts badge. That's been in the ultrasonic cleaner. And that too was a gold colour to start with, as was the grill. But the grill wouldn't fit in the ultrasonic cleaner. I would have stuck it in there else. But that has come up really nice. And anybody that's ever done one of these before will know that it's basically a black badge and the chrome is only on the very front face. It doesn't go over the edges, it's just the front face. So I've got to touch that one up because there's that little line underneath is always worn. This one's just as bad. So I'll be using the pen that Sean gave me to do that with. So that'll probably get done last, because what I don't want to be doing is touching it when it's fresh. It was a bit of a pig to get out this one as well. It's really tight, but I managed to get it out in one piece. Very often they'll break in the center. But the ultrasonic cleaner's done a good job of getting all the muck out from all the little nooks and crannies that you wouldn't really be able to get out with a toothbrush. I also did the knobs in it as well. They've been in the ultrasonic cleaner. They've come up pretty nice. I've had to change one because it was a bit beaten up on top, this one. It's been in the ultrasonic cleaner, but it's got lots of dents around the edge, so I decided to scrap that one and get one off of another radio. So I've got two pretty decent ones. They got a bit of corrosion on them with the aluminium corroding, but that's as good as it gets really on one of these. So yeah, really the next step is to get this dial plate polished. So I'll leave that dry in. These are quite difficult to polish because of the fact that it's got all these jack sockets installed on it. Plus I've soldered some of the wires back on it as well, haven't I? So I need to get them back off again. We also need to screw the heatsink, the output transistors back onto the heatsink. Thank you, Valdir. He is the new record player man. Have you got any unrestored hunters for sale? Yeah, I've got loads, Linton. Absolutely loads, mate. If they drop me an email, I'll sort you out one. Don't forget though, we have got the hunter to give away. So tomorrow I will be announcing the Hacker Hunter giveaway that Sean kindly donated. We'll get that one teed up for giving away. It's Thursday, Christmas Eve, isn't it? I think it's Thursday, so it'll give us a few days to get some votes in on it. Trying to think, it ain't far off now, is it? Yeah, Thursday is my last live stream. Not last ever, but the last one for this year, probably. I'm sure you'll all miss me. Not. Right. So I just got to desolder the headphone socket or earphone socket. I can't remember. I was having a debate with somebody the other day on I think it was Shane. Well, that reminds me, actually. That reminds me, saying the name Shane. I've had another gifting from somebody. Somebody that saw my glove plight the other day, that Mr. Mancave very kindly stepped up to the mark and sent me 2 boxes of gloves. Today, where's it gone? Gone already. I've lost them already. Well, that's bizarre. I put them there. I put them there. Where have they gone? I'll tell you what, stuff in oh, I see where. Stuff in this place disappears. So this arrived in the post for me today. So no note in it or anything, so not really got a clue who they came from. But on the postage label, they're from a chap called Shane in Bristol. So Shane in Bristol, thank you very much for sending those on, mate. That's the Aurelia ones, which is the brand that I normally use. And I know for a fact that these are pretty hard to come by. So Shane, thank you very much. Much appreciated that. I've got enough gloves to last me a year now, I reckon. I'll be able to kit Mrs. Cruncher out as well for her chicken poop picking gloves, because she likes to wear gloves and handle the chicken poo herself. Not for me. I'm a trowel man. I can't go anywhere near it. I need the trowel to get the chicken poop. Right. So we need to give this a bit of a clean. Actually, I've cleaned it off, didn't I? I went over it with a wet wipe, but I will go over it again now I've got all the knobs and that off. Yeah, I know it is, Sean. It's a screw in a little fastener. I do know these things, Sean. But cheers, mate. Yeah, I'm going to foam clean this as well, I think, because the back's good on this. Now, as I say, the history behind this radio, this was an unexpected order from my website. I'd forgotten that I'd still had a couple R707s available for sale. And they weren't specific R707s, they were I just had an advert on there saying I had 2 available to be restored to order. And I forgot that I still had them on my website. Because I'm already stacked out with work, but the website orders have got to be filled. So it was a bit of an unexpected extra for me, but it's all been paid for up front, so it sort of takes priority. Okay. Yes, there's a little bit of muck in the groove around these. What do you want about now, Chris? What do you want about, Chris? Right, yeah, got a bit of muck off of that. I'll give the back a bit of a wipe over. Don't go mad on the back on these, because you'll wipe the station letters off of the. You can't see that really, can you? You see the black screen print that goes through the clear bit. If you go too mad, you'll get rid of that, and you will have a blank front on it. So don't be using any isopropyl or anything like that on the back of these. Foam cleaner on the front only. I mean, the plastic polish will get all of this dirt off really, but it's better to start with a nice flat surface. There we go. So it wasn't too bad. I had gone over it. I just hadn't gone over it with the knobs all taken off. So it's a pretty good front, that. So my next sponsorship deal ought to be Novus polishes, because I use enough of this stuff. Even more so than the radio WRTH book that Spanky loves so much. I've got no affiliation to these people, but this is the stuff to use really for polishing dial plates. You can use T-cut. T-cut will do it, but this is the real deal. I don't know where all my other polishing rags are now. There's stuff falling down everywhere here. It's like an avalanche. Right, that's that. So number 3 is for heavy scratches, number 2 is for fine scratches, and number 1 is just the final finishing polish really, like an anti-static polish. Yeah, I had to mention it again. You'd think they'd sponsor me by now, Spanky. I don't put it in the tag words. I should put it in the tags, shouldn't I, really? Then they might suddenly find me and say, this man needs a free copy every year. I don't mind reviewing it. All sponsorship deals will be greatly accepted. No, I've been asked to do a few things that I've refused. I nearly went for one of these radio things from one of these Chinese companies wanted me to review it, but I know my brother's had fun and games with some of these Chinese companies to review things, and not really recommended. That's not where I want to be really. So I said no in the end. They keep asking me. I did review a couple of things for Amazon that they sent me. Well, one is the piece of stuff I got on the back of the chair, which is pretty good. To be fair, I'll happily recommend that. But I went to write a review for them, and it disappeared off Amazon, so I couldn't write a review on it. It's a bit silly, wasn't it? And they gave me a little alarm clock to review as well, but it's not something I'm going to review on the channel because it's not relevant. But if I get anything relevant, I might have a look at it. But yeah, they wanted me to review One of these cheap Chinese, I don't think it was an internet radio, it was just a DAB thing, I think. But no, I wasn't going to do that. I sort of thought about it, and they said they'd send me one. I said, well, will you send me one to give away on my channel if you want me to review it? And never heard from them again. So they wouldn't let me give one away. So it was a no. Right, so I'm just going over it with the heavy scratch remover. This isn't heavily scratched really. The only place they do get a bit scratched up is around the volume and the tuning controls. So I'm sort of out of shot. Let's just pop that down a little bit. As I say, this one's pretty good. So normally I can spend up to an hour doing these if they're really bad. Most of this gets hidden underneath the knobs, so not absolutely necessary to go mental on it. But it always spruces a radio up, even if you've got a dial plate that you think looks really good. If you take it off and give it a proper polish, you'll be amazed at how different it is. Yeah, you'd be surprised how much surface scratching there is that you can't see really with the naked eye, but overall you can see it. I like watch glass slinger make sign. What? Neon tube transformer to make a Tesla. Oh my god. Right. As I say, these mainly suffer around these tuning and volume areas. Right, use a clean bit to just take most of that off. I don't know if you noticed that I put a few layers of this blue roll down first. The camera doesn't like blue, it doesn't like exposing blue for some reason, I don't know why. So the idea is each go you have, you just get rid of the bit of paper and put another one on. Otherwise you end up getting the plastic polish on the back of this, and you could potentially polish through the back of it at the same time. So now you've got a totally fresh piece for the next polish. So we can get rid of number 3 now. Number 3, your time is up. And in with number 2, which is the fine scratch remover. And I don't bother with these things because they just block up this top bit. You forever getting a cocktail stick in to unblock that, so just take the lid off the thing. I don't know why they bother putting those lids on. Just have a normal screw lid, isn't it? How are we doing? 8:15, not too bad. Right. So this just gets rid of any fine scratching, and you can normally get away with just this one if you just want a bit of a sheen on it. If you've got any deep scratches, nothing's going to get rid of them apart from wet and dry paper. A lot of elbow grease and a lot of time. So if you see a dial plate with a nice big scratch right the way across the front of it, it can be done, but you're headed for a lot of work. So I sold an R707 to a guy in the States, and That one had really, really bad gouging around the knob areas. So I could have swapped the plate out, but I decided to take it back with wet and dry paper. And it took hours and hours to get it nice. So I rubbed it down with, I think I started with 800 grit. I went down to 2,500 grit in the end, I think, for the final one, and then finished off with these plastic polishes. So, can be done, but set yourself a bit of time and a lot of beer to one side to do it. Right. Okay. Let's go over it another go, another once. What are we going on about generators now? Could be Jacob's ladder. Neon signs. Vacuum pump. They do charge enough for the polishes, Doug, don't they? You think they could sponsor me and chuck me a few, couldn't you? As I say, I don't need to go mental on this because it's already pretty good, but just give you an idea of what it's likely to come out like. A bit more down there, I think. What are you doing now, Chris? You're making a spaceship or something, are you? Doing a Blue Peter spaceship or something? So the instructions basically tell you to just keep rubbing in circular motions until all the polish disappears. So basically it just dries up. Which is where we pretty much are now. Right, there we are, that's that one done. So I'm going to sling that bit of cleaning cleaning poff. I'm going to just take that into the bathroom now, and I'm just going to wash off any excess polish off the back. You can see there's little bits that have come through these holes. So just get a toothbrush in and make sure I've got every single little tiny bit out around these and around the sockets. You can see it in here, there's quite a lot still. So I'm just going to go and do that a second. So talk amongst yourselves. I'll be back. I've still got the mic on so you can hear me in the toilet, which is rather nice. Rather nice for you. Oh, they're listening to the carpenters down there, the dogs. I've got non-stop Christmas music on for the poor doggies. They love it. Magic Christmas. Oh yes. So you're lucky that I like Christmas, really, because I wouldn't be doing live streams every day if I didn't, would I? It would just be another day. So there is that, all you Christmas haters that are watching. Lucky Mr. Cruncher likes the Christmas, or we wouldn't have any Christmas live streams. So I'm still wondering what to do tomorrow on the stream. I've got a few projects that are quite lengthy that won't fit into a normal weekday stream. Unfortunately, we can't do the BFO that I was hoping to finish because Farnell have taken absolutely ages to get me some components, and for some reason they've come in 3 different shipments. Like, I had one next day, I had one 2 days later, I got another one coming next Tuesday. That's nothing fancy. It's only some multi-turn pots, which, you know, I could have probably gone to RS and got them next day, but Farnell had some of the other bits that RS didn't. Cap the new Amiga board. I haven't got a cap kit for it yet, Spanky. I've ordered everything from Mauser. I was telling the guys the other night in chat that spent an absolute fortune on the parts, the bill of materials for that. Well, that's come up pretty good. There's still a little bit of scoring around the knobs, but as I say, the actual knobs themselves cover that up. You can't see that once the knobs are on, so no point spending hours messing with that unless it's really bad. There you are. Thanks, Sean. Thanks very much, mate. You need a pee now, Jeff, do you? Having a number 3 cleaning the radio bits. What's that, Patrick? I know number 2's a poo. Number 1's a wee, but I'm not sure what a number 3 is. Right, it's making sure I've got rid of all of the polish from out of the... Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's a little bit on it, but overall that's a hell of a lot better. What I didn't do was in those little holes, did I? Oh well. As I say, we'll just stick the number 1 on it. Number 3 is cleaning radio bits. Oh, really, is it? Is the Sony near crunch time? Yes, it is. The Sony, the SW55, I've now got the conformal coating in that I was after. I'll get that out in a minute. Dennis, you can have a look at that, because I'm sure... was Georgie was in just now, wasn't he? Yeah, Georgie was in just now. Yeah, that Amiga, I'm going to do that one as a separate standalone video series, I think, Simon. Because it's going to take an absolute age, and that would literally just put people to sleep watching that live. So It's all very well if you want something to put you off to sleep in the night time. But... So I've just sprayed a bit of that last one on. It just gives it a final sort of polish. And it's anti-static. Let's have another drink of beer. Anti-static, so in theory dust shouldn't settle on it. Okay, that's that done. Another job done. Now, what do we do with these then? Let's give them a go with the fine scratch remover. If you use the heavy scratch remover and you haven't got scratches on something, you'll put scratches on it, and then you have to use this to get it back off again. So if you've got no scratches, then just use the very fine scratch remover, and that'll get it off. They're still there, Georgie. Yeah. So let's get a couple bits of this. Blue roll is a very good workshop consumable. Because if I leave that on my bench and polish it, it'll just polish off all the grid on my bench. See, I'll just cool that very gently with my fingers, and it's bent it slightly out of shape. That's back better. So I normally wear gloves for this actually, because this stuff gets in your fingers, this polish. But I forgot to put gloves on. Still there, Georgie, like new. I must dig my 7600 out as well and give that a bit more bench time. As I say, that's one of my radios. Got so much customer stuff at the moment that I don't get much chance to do mine. So let's just clean a little piece of it. I'll just go to town on one area. Talk amongst yourselves. You can see reindeer's nose there moving up and down. My belly. Okay. Well, it is sort of coming off. I mean, I can see there's a better sheen on that particular area that I've just polished. Difficult for you guys to see it, but it's got a slightly lighter shade, but I don't think I'm going to get that off. I think that's all the way through the plastic, although actually it is coming off. Look at the colour of that. This was clean just now, so that is coming off. So that means I've got to carry on with it now, doesn't it? I've started, so I'll finish. Yeah, that is coming off, which is good news because I don't like stuff tarnished like that. I'm going to be doing some retro brighting as well soon, Simon. I've got at least 3-4 cases that need retro brighting. I just need to sort out a system to do it as far as the light's concerned, because we ain't got no sunshine here, have we, that we can retrobright stuff in, unlike the Spanish and people down on the Mediterranean. We ain't got no sunshine, so I'm going to need to make up an artificial light box to do it in. I've got ideas. I've been doing a bit of YouTube research and I've got some ideas for doing it. Okay, it's starting to come up clean now, so I think we're nearly there. Going through the blue roll. Let's get a clean piece. Yeah, that's clean now. Right, okay. Wow, you won't be able to see that under this one. Let's see if I can get this on the... Hey! Hey! Mr. Goatee. Let's get this on the overhead camera for you. So I'm sure you can spot the one that I've polished. The light's glaring off that a little bit. So we now have a silver one and a gold one. This is the silver one, and this is the gold one. If I can just turn them on their edge really, so they're flat on. Still looks a bit goldy in this light, but yeah, you should be able to see the colour difference quite a lot there. No. So you can see the one that I've polished and the one I haven't. It is difficult to see under there, but that one's definitely gone back a chrome colour, and this one's still this mucky brown colour. Yeah, happy with that. Right, okay. As we were then. Pot number 2. Dwarf, how you doing, Dwarf? Ain't no sunshine. There ain't no sunshine here. It will, and you want to do it properly. What solution do I use in my ultrasonic bath? All I've used so far, Rob, is just cold water and a few drops of washing up liquid. Is all I've used. I've not tried any commercial products in it. It's only a cheap 20 quid job from Lidl. So you got one, David, did you? It's not a bad little thing, is it? It does work. For 20 quid, it's well worth it. Hope you have a UV light due to no sunshine. I've been looking at getting one of those daytime lights. People think I'm going to be growing some funny plants, but they look pretty good. They give like natural light. It's not UV. It's actually natural light. And I can't remember the YouTuber that I watched that has got one of those set up, but to me that looks like the business. And it's on chains as well, so you can suspend it, or it will fit actually over the top of a poly box. So I was thinking of lining a box with foil and then suspending either a daylight light or a UV light over the top of it. I know people line the boxes with UV LEDs, but that looks like a lot of hassle to me, and I don't think they get brilliant results. The best results are out in the sunshine by the looks of it, just with peroxide on its own. But I have got a recipe for Retro Bright that I've had for many years. One of the original guys that was doing the experimenting with it had a recipe with all sorts of weird and wonderful things. I think there was glycerine in it. There was obviously peroxide. There was oxy agent stuff, OxyClean, that they use for the Oh, look at that. That's horrible. It was OxyClean that they use for clothes washing. Sort of fizzes up. There was probably half a dozen ingredients in the stuff. A lot of the problem is the streaking, though. I might have to see if I can collar Sean for one of his hairdressing supplier contacts to get me some cream peroxide. Because the stuff I've got, I think, is the watery stuff, which would be all right for the keyboard keys, but it won't be very good, I don't think, for the actual panels themselves. It's coming clean. We're nearly there. I wasn't going to do this either, was I? Oh well. I have done now. Let's use a fresh piece a minute. Let's peel a layer back. Yeah, they were on from Thursday to Thursday. I don't know if they've still got any in there, Simon. So they've probably got all the Christmas stuff in there now. They were 20 quid a pop. You got a couple little different attachments. You got a basket, a couple little different attachments. Flies in here again. Right, that's going over with this. Then we can start a bit of reassembly. What are we now? 20 to 9 just coming up. We ain't got a lot of time left, so let's get to it. So that's that done. So they've come up really nice. Very shiny. Harpic plus 10. Yeah, Georgie, this it's a little bit different than that. They're it's not daylight bulbs, it's natural light they call it, I think. I'll show you the thing that I got in my Amazon basket, actually, if anyone's interested. It's just up there. It's getting dark in here. It's getting dark in it. It's getting a bit of light on the subject. There we go. Let's have a look at my Amazon basket. I think it's in my wish list. I think it's on my Amazon wish list, this thing. I can't remember who I saw. Your orders, your addresses, message center, lists, telling lies in there. Wish list. My idea lists. Oh, it's not in there. I've got some weird stuff on my wish list by the looks of it. I've got I got some malt whiskey. I've got some silicone muffin trays. I've got immortalized vinyl by Disturbed. I've got white pearl popcorn, metal polish, Raspberry Pi 3. Radio kit. I've got some dog chew bones, some encyclopedia of electronic components. Okay. Trying to think what that was called now. think it was a natural light box, something like that. Yeah, I can't find it now. That's a bit of a pain. It was on my Amazon list. Yeah, I can't find it. Oh well. It was worth a look. I can't remember. It's like, what is it? A plant or growing? Lightbox growing. Ah, there we are. Something like this it was. It was something like this thing. And I don't know what all the info is here, but it's quite good. It's fan cooled. It's quite a powerful light source, and you can. It's got little eyelets on it. Look, so you can hang it above your thing that you're trying to retro bright. That's $84.99, but there are other versions. $165.99. Look, so that's a 1200 watt one. So yeah, that's the sort of thing I was looking at. I mean, there is other versions of it. So hopefully you can see what I'm looking at, can you? Yeah. So I think this might have been the sort of thing I was looking at. It was one of these like this anyway. It was one of these light boxes. So I don't know if anybody's got any views on that or whether you think that's any good. But I know the thing I watched, because obviously if they're using it for growing plants, that's what it's called, a full spectrum light. They're called full spectrum. That's the words I was trying to think of. Full spectrum. Yeah, so if you search eBay or Amazon for full spectrum lights, I think you've got some light bars there, look. So you could hook up a box with a few of these in it, I suppose. But you know, that's just what I was looking at. That's my idea. Just for plants. I bet it's natural light, Jeff. I think somebody on YouTube had built a light box using those and was getting an absolute brilliant results. So do they do police auctions? You're right, Doug. You are right. So just cleaning these up really now with me rag. Let's get back on the main camera now. You don't see me. Let's start putting this thing together, otherwise we're not going to get anywhere, are we? So we need to get the grill on first. No grill cloth on these, just this grill, which is a sort of a push fit, but they do stick some horrible gloopy nastiness on it. I have gone over this. There's a couple little dinks in there. I've done my best at getting them out, and they're as good as they're going to get. It's a very good grill. These are very, very susceptible to any. I mean, you can see there's a little dink up the top there where my thumb is, but that's actually covered up by these strips. So the strips go over the top of that. So once the strip's in place, you can't see that. So that's not an issue. So what I do is I use the thick, I've got some 3M double-sided tape, which is really good stuff. 3M tape products are really good. I don't want it to go into the groove there because that's where the grill sits. I'll jam that up, otherwise it won't sit flat. Yeah, so full spectrum light is the way to go, I believe, but I will be corrected if anyone knows different. But people use UV LEDs for it. There's all sorts of different methods. I mean, I don't think there's any good or bad. Wait until the sun comes out. Yeah, you could wait for a while. Get into the groove. Are you sat on the toilet again, Dwarf? What's going on? Don't do this with a speaker in, people. Let's give her a whole load of trouble. I suppose you could use contact adhesive for this as well if you wanted to. You just have to really make sure you don't get any of it coming through the grill. There we go, double-sided tape top. Have I got a UV blocking spray? I have got a spray up here, Harvey. I think it's got UV blocking in it, but I don't know 100%. It's what I use for the Rexine on radios. Yeah, this creates a protective barrier to block harmful elements like UV. So that's the stuff that I use. Armour All. Got that at Halfords. If anyone wants to get any, that's where I bought it from. I went in to buy the shiny dash cleaner, which is what I used to use. Right. Now this takes about 24 hours to form a proper bond, so you don't really want to go pulling this about too much until it's gone off properly. As I say, the grill itself presses into a groove all the way around. If I can get the edge up on the tape. I had this problem the other day, didn't I? Here we go. There we go. There, done. And the other thing that holds it in is these pieces. So you need to push them in. Make sure they're even, because once you've got them in, they're a pain to get back out again. And the bottom piece. Make sure it's right in there. There we are. Shiny. So we can now put our Roberts badge in. Now we've done all that grunting and puffing and blowing. So say I've got to colour that one in. I won't do that now because I need to put my magnifiers on and all the rest of it. And we're getting near the witching hour, so that's pretty much as we can do now, really. I've got to put it back together, but it's nearly there. With its nice clean dial plate that'll be sat on top. One Roberts case done. Sorted. Got a little bit of dirt down here I've got to sort, but apart from that, it's looking pretty good. And when you consider what it looked like to start with, this looked unrestorable. So we've got our handle all ready to go back in. Brand new clips for that as well. So there we are. At least I moved it a bit further on, which is always good. So there's literally probably an hour or so's work left in that to totally finish it. So next time you see that, it'll be done. Well, in fact, it won't be done. It'll be off in the post. So that's probably the last you'll see of that radio, unless yeah, it might still be about next week. I'm not sure. Patrick's is pretty much done, so that's next priority, is to get Patrick's sorted and off into the post. We got the battery tray drying over there. It should be dried up nicely now. But as I say, we'll leave it overnight before I put it back in the radio. And then Patrick's all sorted. What's Sean been up to? Pass me a coffee. What happened to the cardboard radio? It's here. It's there. And don't forget, if you want to win the cardboard radio, I've had a new one in today from Patrick. So Patrick has sent me another one. So this is the one that's up for grabs, unbuilt. And you'll need to play back, well, you need to go to yesterday's video to see how to enter that one. And that'll be drawn out on Christmas Eve, together with some other bits that I've got to give away. So, yeah, there's one that we might just give away. We might give away on Christmas Eve, just to the viewers. And I'll pick a random video that you'll have to go to and leave a comment on while we're live. That might be good fun, because I've got a Radiocruncher specific thing that I'm going to give away. I wasn't going to give it away, but I will. So yeah, you need to go to the video from yesterday and leave a certain comment in the comments section, and you get a chance to win one of these, well, this kit to build. Not this radio, the kit that I've just shown you. So thanks again, Patrick, for sending that over. Great stuff, mate. Right, let's get the advent calendar done. How's the beer going? I've still got beer left. It's always a bonus when I've still got beer left. Cheers, everybody. You love a shirt, yeah? Woohoo! Rudolph, it's part of Mrs. Cruncher's personal selection. Mrs. Cruncher is my personal clothing designer. Well, buyer. Right, the Phantom helicopter kit. Let's get it up. Let's get it out for another airing. Will she or won't she? Have we got any bits in it this time? 19. It's the 19th, people. Can you believe that's gone so fast? It literally feels like it feels like I've done a load of live streams, but it only feels like I've been doing them for a week, you know. But it feels like I've been doing them for 24 hours a day for a week, but it's only been doing them for a week. But no, I've been doing them for 19 days. 19 days, and I'm still here. I must admit, I'm happy that I've not got flu like I had last year. That was horrible. Yeah, I didn't enjoy that really. I didn't recover till the Christmas week, did I? Number 19. No, I will do it in a minute, Georgie. I'll do it. Remind me before I finish, and I'll show you what I mean. Conformal coating. The helicopter of death. 19. No, 19. On top of the tree, Rob is saying. Tree left middle. Tree left middle. On top of the tree, tree left middle. Here we go. Well, this looks quite a large window. What's in here then? God only knows. I have been into Revel's website, so I will be sending them a message when I get a chance, asking them what the hell was going on, and see if I can get that missing part. But for the time being, I'll just botch something up so as it'll fly. But I will be looking to get the actual... Oh, hello. What the hell is this? Ooh. Hang on. This doesn't want to come out. It looks like we've got a rotor blade. No other bits floating in the bottom. Nope. Rotor blade. Ooh. So where does that one go then? 16, 17, 18 is the battery. Oh, we've got a pair of rotor blades. There's two in there, is there? Oh yeah, okay. They go on the second bar down. With a screw through them. Screw through. Okay. Don't look too difficult. Let's have a look. No, the first one down, sorry. This is some sort of balance thing here, isn't it? So it's a twin-bladed thing. Let's get in a bit closer. Right. Yeah, this whole battery thing's a bit wibbly-wobbly. I'm not sure if that clips into something in a bit later. I don't know. Pardon me. Well, at least we've got two blades. They've given us 3 screws instead of 2 again, which is always nice. It's better to have too many things than not enough. Let me double check that that was definitely the top rotor. Yes, it is. No, it's the second one down. It's not the top one. It is the second one down. I was right first time. I'm looking at the other picture. This is the bottom set of rotors then. So it looks like it goes in there. Where's my screwdriver? I left my screwdriver out, which is probably not a good move because it's probably gone walkabout or ended up on the floor, one of the two. Where's my little... There he is. He is still here. Oh, that's a bigger one anyway. Is it that one? Bigger still? Serious. Number 1 Phillips. Stay there. I don't know how tight you're supposed to do these. Do I muller it up so tight that it doesn't move? It doesn't seem to be going any tighter than that. Doesn't seem to be anything to stop these blades angling. Nineteenth bit of shopping. I've still haven't got Mrs. Cruncher's Christmas card yet. I went in Waitrose the other day to do a little bit of shopping and get her a couple extra bits, but they only had, well, they had pretty rubbish cards to be fair. But, okay, even with these tightened up as far as they'll go, they're not solid, so I'm not sure what that's all about. Where's our helicopter man, Aston? Is that correct? Where's our helicopter man, Aston, gone? So they're just sort of like loose. Does the motor when it spins up make them go out straight? I don't know. I don't know. Unusual. Bigger ones of these with GPS. Yeah, that doesn't ever tighten up for some reason. That's strange. I don't know if that's supposed to be that. The centrifugal force will take care of it. Okay, right. I'm really graunching them up, Aston, trying to tighten the bejesus out of them, and they're not supposed to be that tight anyway. It's all going to foul with everything anyway. Look, it's just... There we are. We've got some rotors on, and that's Mrs. Cruncher just turned up. Right on cue. Look at that. 9:05. Right, okay. Next up, Operation Weira. Oh, I think we spotted it straight away. I think we spotted that straight away, didn't you? Did you get that? Oopsie. So this is Mrs. Cruncher's birthday present to me. I think it's traditional now that she buys me one of these each year for my birthday. And I get to share it not with her, but with you guys. Now I saw it just now, but it's gone again now. I can see it. Cat's nose. Cat's nose. Now we've got a spare screw. Let me put that in my bag of spare bits. Otherwise, I can't find it now. Stick it back in this bag for now. Use the spare screws. Right, cat's nose. We've certainly still got some bits missing for this, haven't we? Another Torx screwdriver bits. Number 25. Open the box of goodies then. So this is obviously supposed to go in this big chubby screwdriver. That must be the last one then, because there's no more room for screwdriver bits. So I care. Yeah. Full house. The only place we've got left for a screwdriver is actually in the holder itself. So potentially we've got one more there. We've only got... How's that going to work then? Because it's what, the 19th today. So I need 1, 2, 3. We've only got 5 more to go. And we've got 5 socket spaces. So obviously there isn't one to go in that then. That's my theory. There you are. Nearly there. Nearly there. Just these missing. There you are. Well, a little bit of a different stream today. Not a massive amount going on. It was difficult to know what to do. I'm still not 100% sure what I'm doing tomorrow yet. I'll give you some choices for tomorrow. Look, we've got we could try and do the SW55 Sony. I could pull a Volve radio out to have a play with, or I could pull out my Dynatron Music Center. Well, I say it's Music Center. It's just a radio and a record player. So we're going to do a record player, Volve radio, or carry on with the Sony. Which reminds me, I need to get I was just going to show Georgie the conformal coating pen that I bought. It cost an absolute arm and a leg, really, for what it is. If I can find it. It was here just now. There we are. There we go. So this is the conformal coating pen. Harvey's off. Catch you later, Harvey. I've already got the bottle opener, look. I had the bottle opener last year. This is our overcoat pen. I say I got this from Farnell. I think it was something like... It was something like 11 quid plus the VAT just for that. Hellish expensive. I don't know why they're so expensive, but I've got green because green is the same colour as the circuit board. So it's not going to look like a pig's ear, hopefully. So it's just like a pen. Does it unscrew or does it pull off? Okay, it just pulls off. Oh, smells good. Ooh, smells very nice. Danger. It came with loads of warning stuff. Can't be that dangerous, can it? Yeah, it came with one of them books of warning stuff on it. Highly flammable liquid and vapor may cause allergic skin reaction, serious eye irritation, drowsiness or dizziness, harmful to aquatic life. Keep out of reach of children. Keep away from spark, heat, open flames, hot surfaces. No smoking. Avoid breathing vapor. Use only outdoors or in a well-ventilated area. Wear protective gloves and eye protection. My God. Oh no. It's lethal. All right, instructions. Shake pen vigorously until the ball moves freely inside. Hold the pen at an angle and depress the tip against the surface. Draw the pen across the surface while gently squeezing the barrel. Let dry for 10 to 15 minutes before handling. Replace cap and store tip after use. There was a few different types of this available, and some of them were 20 quid plus the VAT for the same size. So God knows what that was, but yeah, some of them were like mega expensive. Pardon, Graham? What was that, Graham? Explain yourself, Graham. Thanks, Gary. What was all that about, Graham? Did you belch or something? What went wrong? Or didn't you like all the safety advice? Nup. I'm not with Graham. Graham, are you on the pop? What's going on? I better have a swig of my beer while I'm contemplating. So Theo is saying Volve, I think. Nick is saying Volve. I did get it from Farnow. Let me just find it a minute. Let's find it, because they had quite a few different types. As I say, Farnow's usually pretty good, but I suppose it's the time of year, isn't it, with anything. It's the time of year. Deliver to destination. It's going to be probably that one there, the 30 quidder, is it? Kemet Infineon, ON Semiconductor, MG Chemicals, here we go. Here we go. So let's go screen cap cube. Okay, yeah, 1098 plus VAT, look. Conformal coat and overcoat pen green. We come down here, we've got some other ones, look. 29.99 there, look. For one conformal coating pen. 1066, 1176. What have we got on the data sheet? I think you can get a cheaper one. I think the advantage of this is it does cure quite quick. So it's tack-free time, 10 to 15 minutes, but you can recoat it in 2 to 3 minutes. Full cure an hour, look. So really you can, what, 65 degrees, okay. So I'd have to heat it up. I'd have to heat it up to 65 degrees, which is a hellish. I'd need to set up the heat gun, but I wouldn't be wanting to use my heat gun for an hour constant, really. Full cure 22 degrees, 24 hours. So I think basically you can start reassembling it after about 15 minutes. But so you wouldn't really want to be testing it fully with power on it till it's cured fully, I wouldn't have thought. I take it you can see that. So again, applications and usages. I read through all of these for each pen, and this seemed to be the one that I needed for what I was doing. So it's an excellent finish. They're ideal for moisture environments and applications requiring easy repair and rework. So protect it from taking solder, which we want, and it prevents solder bridges, which would cause short circuits, and it also it insulates against high voltage arcing, shorts and static discharges. So it's, I can't remember how many kilovolts it was rated to. It's in here somewhere. Dielectric withstand voltage 1500 volts. So you know, we're only talking battery power here. But pretty good stuff, but it's expensive, isn't it? I mean, I've had similar stuff before, but you know, there you are. I need a hazmat suit to use it. It's good stuff, isn't it? So there you go. Is an overcoat pen okay on a duffel coat? It does say about not getting it on, putting on your clothing, Rob. So what was the consensus of live stream tomorrow then? Shall we do the record player? Shall we pick out a Evolve radio to have a look at, or shall we carry on with the SW55? The SW55, I'll revisit that in the week anyway, to be fair. It's the record player and the Evolve radio that are going to take up, you know, proper live stream time. And Sunday's the only day that I do a longer one, really. You know, we can go on for a good few hours on a Sunday. Start usually about 1 o'clock. Volve, Phil's saying Volve. I've got a few Volve radios lined up. Use nail varnish, Harvey's saying. You can use nail varnish. I've nicked Mrs. Cruncher's ear. She doesn't know. I've got Mrs. Cruncher's hair, look. Just a clear nail varnish. But you know, we're doing a professional repair, so I'm just using the right stuff for the job, really. You know, I want it to hold up over time. I'll stick that back in there for now. And that'll go up in my consumables. So I think Volve, but Zorba thrown in. Volve and put a Duzel in it. You could chuck it out. My Duzel's all charged up as well, all ready to go. That's it for today, people. Thanks for taking part, everybody, and joining me. As I say, it's been a little bit different, me rebuilding the radio as we were going. Just have a look at the live chats for today. And we've got Mr. Man Cave. Thanks very much, Sean. Good man. Straight in. Merry Christmas, Graham. And Merry Christmas to you and the family as well, Sean. Great stuff. Right. That's it for me today, people. If I can get back to my screen. All the best. As I say, thumbs up if you like it. Don't forget to enter the competition for the cardboard radio, and go back to the 3,000 subs video to enter the competition for the red RP30, which isn't done yet. It's not done. It needs the vinyl gluing back on. That's scary. I need a few whiskies before I do that, I think. Hope you've enjoyed that. Feel free to leave questions, any comments you want to leave, suggestions. Leave it in the comments. And if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. More the merrier. Cheers all, and I will catch you tomorrow around about 1:30. And hopefully the helicopter will be built soon. Not many days to go, people. Anyway, cheers for now.